What's up guys, I'm Charles with Rocky Mountain ATVMC. Today we've got our 2019 Polaris RZR XP4 in the shop and we're doing some maintenance on it. Now with this, a lot of people overlook the drivetrain oil when they're doing maintenance, and all that means is we've got our front final drive and our transmission oil that we're going to be changing out. Now the interval for these machines is every 100 hours of use or 1,000 miles, whichever comes first. So make sure you stay up on this maintenance item and this process. It's going to be similar for your 2014 and newer RZR XP or XP4 1000s. Just make sure whatever model you have, you want to refer to your model specific service manual. So with that being said, let's get started. To do this job, we obviously need some oil. We went with the Tusk Drivetrain oil change kit because that comes with your choice of oil all in one convenient package, so you don't have to look up separate items, and that's going to be enough fluid to do the front and the rear. Now, you're also going to want to have some contact cleaner. For tools, we have our drain pan, ratio right, a funnel with a long hose on it. We're also going to need some rags, rubber gloves, safety glasses, some common hand tools, and that's going to include an 8mm Allen socket. We're going to start out at the front final drive. You don't have to raise your machine off the ground, but if you choose to do so like us, then it's going to make the job a lot easier. So if you do that, make sure you follow all safety precautions. Next, place your drain pan. Now we're going to take our 8mm Allen socket and remove that drain bolt that's located up through the skid plate, just on the bottom of that final drive in between both of those CV axles. While that's draining, we're going to go ahead and clean up the drain bolt. And when you're cleaning this, make sure you inspect that O-ring and make sure that it's in good condition. Next, we'll clean the sealing surface, install the bolt, and torque it to 10 foot-pounds. And just make sure you have a little bit of oil on that O-ring. After that, you want to clean up any remaining oil. You can use some contact cleaner to help you do that. We'll go ahead and remove the oil filler cap. And this fill plug is located on the very front of the passenger side. As soon as we get this plug out, we're going to clean it off with a rag as well as the sealing surface and put some fresh oil on that O-ring. So now we can take that funnel with the super long hose on it and fill this up. You're just going to fill it to the bottom of the filler threads on all of the models. But, if you do need a spec, most of the models are going to take 280 milliliters, and then your 2017 and 2018s are going to take 250 milliliters. Now, if you didn't measure this out, when you're filling this up, as soon as you start seeing some come out the side, let it settle for a few minutes, let any extra oil come out, and then we can reinstall that drain plug and it gets torqued to 10 foot-pounds. And then since we did have a little fluid come out, we're gonna clean that up with a rag and some contact cleaner. Now moving to the back, to get the transmission oil changed out, it's a really similar process. We're gonna have that drain bolt in between both of those CV axles, and we're just going to use our 8mm Allen socket and go up through the skid plate to remove that. Now we're going to clean up this drain plug and inspect the O-ring, same thing as we did on the front, but you can see on this one we have quite a few metal shavings on there. Just make sure you get all those cleaned off. Pretty much anytime you take these out, they're going to have some of those metal shavings built up on there. So the only time I'd be going in there to make repairs is if you can actually tell that something's wrong. So from here, we're going to apply some oil to that O-ring, and we're going to install this and torque it to 14 foot-pounds. Make sure you don't forget to clean up the sealing surface on the bottom of the transmission. Now this filler plug is located on the back of the transmission. For us, we're going to have to go through this receiver to remove it. And again, we'll clean this up and the sealing surface. Now we're going to fill this up with 1,300 milliliters of oil, or some models actually take 1,200, but it's the same as the front. You just fill it to the bottom of the filler threads. And just so you guys know, this is where you're going to use your trans oil, obviously, or if you're using the Polaris stuff, that's the AGL. So again, if you didn't measure things out and you're just filling to the bottom of the threads, let it settle for a few minutes once that starts to spill out. Now we can install our filler plug, and this one gets torqued to 14 foot-pounds. Now we can go back through and use some contact cleaner and a rag to clean up any spilled oil. And that's it for changing out the drivetrain oil on your XP or XP4 1000. If you need that Tusk drivetrain oil change kit or any other maintenance items for your machine, check out our website. We have a lot of different options on there. And if you want to see more helpful content like this or other maintenance videos for your machine, then subscribe to our channel. I'm Charles with Rocky Mountain. Thanks for watching.